Your first step is going to be to find screencasting software. So there are a couple of different options. The one that I have been using is TechSmith Snagit. So we'll notice that if you go to techsmith.com and then click on the link to what they are doing to help during COVID-19, it tells you that it's making its screen recording tool free through the end of June 2020. And so this gives you a screen capture and screen recorder, and then you don't really need the collaborative feedback tool. But if you fill this information in clicking that you're with education, using an educational email address ending with a .edu, then I found that they responded right away, giving me the link so that I could download the free screencasting software. So the free screencasting software, the interface looks like this, and this is Snagit. So this allows you to capture what is on your screen, and you can choose what size screen you want it to be. So if you only want to look at part of the screen, then you just select that size, and then it gives you a sort of little preview here. And you'll also note that you can see that the microphone is working. You can test out the microphone down here. And you could also switch to webcam. You can record a web video of yourself, but I'm going to record my screen for just a moment. So then you get a quick little countdown so that you can see what you're doing, and then it's recording what you're doing on the screen. So if I wanted to sign up for this, I could do so, but where this gets really helpful is when you've got an actual PowerPoint that you want to give to someone. So what you can do is take Google Slides, PowerPoint, any sort of presentation, and set this up so that you are actually presenting the presentation in the screen, and then you can record over it. So just kind of click through. So let me show you how that would work. Okay, let's stop that. So you'd begin by clicking present, and this would show the presentation on the screen, and then you would take your screen recording software and draw a box around the presentation that you have. Then you would just advance through the slides, recording what you would say if you were actually giving the presentation. So in this case, I would say that a surprising statistic or a large picture can catch the audience's attention. And you can proceed all the way through your presentation, discussing the things that you would discuss if you were giving an oral presentation in class. And you just do that until you're finished. And then when you're finished, it will give you the option to then take your video and download your video. So one of the cool things about that is that you can also add captions. So let me talk to you about that for a minute. So as soon as you've finished recording the video, then it will automatically take you to Snagit Editor. Now, this is not a very powerful editor. It really only allows you to sort of take things off of the beginning and the end. You can take a little bit out of the middle, but you can't get, super refined about what it is that you're taking in out. So you really want to try to do it well at the beginning. And another thing to notice is if you're going to make transitions, if you think you might end up putting two videos together at some point, leave yourself some time at the end. When you make a transition, a couple of seconds of silence will allow you to put those videos together if you need to. So you technically ought to be able to share your videos directly to YouTube by clicking on share. And so for some reason this just did not work for me. It did not like my my linkage. So what you can do instead is go File, Save As, and then just save this as an MP4 file. And then once that's finished, you can actually go into YouTube, and I have this opened up already, my YouTube studio, and I can upload the video. So let's see, where was I? All right, so this is the video that I just created. And so then you just upload it to YouTube. You can give it some sort of a title. You can tell the viewers about the video. You really want to make a decision here about, no, not made for kids. You really want to make a decision here about how easy you want this to be able to find. So if you want to make this available to the general public, go with a very descriptive title, give us more information in the description. If you are, and then you don't need to add an end screen or cards because we're not going to try to monetize this. So if you do want this to be limited to a small community, then you would click Unlisted. So then you can circulate the link to the video, but people won't be able to necessarily find it. They still can sometimes get suggested this video based on the keywords. So my suggestion is that you have a very bland title and no description if you don't want anybody to be able to be stumbling upon this video, and click Unlisted. But if you want to make it public, if you want to make your presentation available to the world, just click Public. Otherwise, click Unlisted. It tells me it's already finished processing. So, and that may take some time, and then I can just go ahead and have that there. And so it'll take a little while probably for the captions to be available. But eventually YouTube will actually go through the video and take the sound and use its text recognition software to automatically caption the information that's on the video. And it's not perfect, and if you really wanted to be a perfectionist, you could go in and edit the captions that it has given you, but it is enough to make the video accessible and allow people who are potentially hard of hearing to then have access to that video. So that's it, gang. That's the entire life cycle of getting screencasting software and recording an existing PowerPoint or Google Slides presentation and making it into a video presentation. There is an advanced version of this, and I will do a second video about that, but this is a great way to get started.